So it's 2026 and editing has exploded. Everyone's an editor now, but let's be real. A lot of edits look cheap.
And when I say cheap, I'm not talking about money.
I'm talking about edits that look low quality, even when a lot of effort or technical skill went into making them. The kind of edit that you scroll past without even thinking. Because if you want people to actually care about your work, if you want your edits to look satisfying to watch, they have to feel expensive. So I made a video on how to make your edits look expensive, and a lot of you guys liked it. So think about this as like a part 2 in a way. But before we talk about what you're doing wrong, we need to talk about something that nobody teaches you. Because you can think that your edit is done and it looks good, but to everyone, it looks cheap. Why? Because their brain already realized in the first few seconds. Not logically, but subconsciously. However you say that word. And you know, there's actually real science behind this. I'm not just like saying some BS. But let's get into the psychology of perception. Your brain decides if an edit is trash or fire in about 50 milliseconds. That's faster than a single frame at 24 FPS. You literally haven't even seen the edit yet and your brain already made up its mind. It's scanning for quality signals before you're consciously aware of what you're watching. Inconsistency is one of the fastest ways to make your edits look cheap. And typography is a perfect example. Unless you're deliberately introducing a title sequence or a new chapter, your text should stay the same font throughout the whole video, because consistent font changes signal a lack of confidence and distract the viewer, which instantly lowers perceived quality. And since we're already talking about fonts, readability matters, especially for captions. If the viewer has to work to read your text, it's easier to just scroll and then your video flops. And then there's the feeling we all know. Something feels wrong, but you don't know what it is. Maybe the lighting or reflections on your text don't match your scene. Maybe your text has shadows that don't make sense, because shadows imply depth in the surface behind them. And if your text is floating in the sky, there's nothing there for a shadow to exist on. I know this type of stuff is like doing too much, but like when it comes to editing, there's like certain things that just work. I don't want to say there's rules, but like I think there is, or at least I think there should be. Now let's talk about how the eye naturally moves through a frame. This is called Z pattern and F pattern. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about, so let me explain. Back in the day, researchers put cameras on people's eyes to track how they looked at screens. Turns out our eyes don't move randomly, they follow specific patterns. On websites and posters, eyes move in a Z pattern, but on social media and articles, it's an F pattern. They scan the top, drop down a bit, scan again, then cruise down the left side. For short form talking videos like these, you need to follow some rules to make the viewer as comfortable as possible. You usually want to put the person's eye on this line, which is slightly above the middle line on vertical videos. That's where the eye naturally sits when doom scrolling on TikTok. Then captions should be the opposite of that, slightly under the middle line, but be careful with the captions and hashtags. Also watch out for the follow, like, comment, and share buttons. You usually don't want to add anything close to the edge of your videos. I see a lot of you guys just having huge text. It's a bit hard to notice when editing, but once you post, you'll see that they're way too big. So definitely watch out for that. And like I said, I know all of this sounds extra, but if you put things where your eyes don't naturally go, people literally won't see it. It's not that they're ignoring it, it's just that's what their brain is doing. Expensive edits put the key moments exactly where the eyes know it's gonna go. Does that make sense? And cheap edits fight against the natural eye movement, which is not good. Then there's negative space, which is basically giving your elements room to breathe. Just look at any Apple ad. Half the frame is empty. That's not laziness, that's confidence. When you put too much on a frame, it triggers cognitive overload. The viewer's brain literally can't process it all, so it kind of reads just as desperate. And we've been trained by decades of luxury brands that minimal equals expensive. It's been right in front of you this whole time, because cinematic used to mean intentional. Every shot mattered. The social media flipped that. Now editors feel like they need to add more effects to keep attention, but adding more doesn't make an edit better. Most of the time is the opposite, technically, or you have to do it right. Back in the 90s, scientists scanned people's brains while showing them different images. They noticed that your emotional brain lights up 30 milliseconds before your logical brain even knows what's happening. Basically, you already decided if something is trash or fire before you can even think about why. For full-time editors, this means your client already decided if your edit is worth $50 or $5,000 before you can logically explain why. They feel it first. Then their logical brain makes up the reason to justify that feeling. That's why perfect technical skills mean nothing if the vibe is off.
Certain visual choices tells the viewer if something looks professional,
while others don't. Smooth, considered motion feels natural to the brain. When motion is stiff or awkward, it's uncomfortable to watch. Not because it's wrong, but because it doesn't move like your brain expects it to. Our brains are trained by what we see over and over again. Brands that feel premium don't try and show everything all at once. They leave space and they focus on one idea. Just look at Apple. I know it sounds like I'm glazing Apple every video, but they have clean framing, simple layouts, nothing fighting for attention basically. Now compare that to low trust ads you see online. Everything is crowded, multiple messages at once, and just too much information on the screen. Your brain has literally learned what quality looks like, and your edits and value signals the same way. Clean transitions with room to breathe just feel high quality. Too many effects at once lower that perception. Obviously though, it gets to a point though, because for example, these are some edits I've made with a lot of stuff going on, but they still look very high quality and expensive, and I guess like not easy to make. For smooth animations in After Effects, you basically want to do my method where I stack nodes for super smooth movements. I have a full tutorial on my channel. Hundreds of thousands of people have seen it. Go check it out. All right, so now you know what makes your edits look cheap. Knowing is not enough though. You're still stuck because information without action is just entertainment. In 6 months, you'll either charge $1,000 plus per edit, buy your dream car, and be your own boss and have the whole day to yourself, or you'll be at home after a long day of work looking at other editors succeed and go viral while you're just watching tutorials and convincing yourself that you'll get there. But the editors who'll be charging premium rates didn't just watch. They got inside my mentorship and learned the Naughty Juan method. In my mentorship, you don't just get the techniques, the psychology, the positioning, the exact methods that I use to price my edits at $4,000 minimum, but you also get access to me. Like you actually get to DM me every day.
So for example here, what I wanted to do is like kind of make this morph and then make this into just in a text bubble. But like, how do you do that?
So let's say I have that idea of basically making this turn into a text message bubble, right?
A few minutes later.
Oh shit.
You see what I mean?
Oh shit.
Yeah, we might want to. But yeah, I've never really had people not pay me, you know?
Yeah, I did. When the work was done, he just said, yo bro, I don't like the results that your work has given me, so I'm going to pay you half. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? And he ended up not paying me at all.
That's actually
what the fuck?
Yeah,
I literally have the exact same story.
Damn.
It's all crazy.
Whether you want to believe it or not, maybe you're a hater, but my students are already getting results. Game is game. I'm taking 10 editors and personally helping them grow their skills, scale their social media, and land a high-paying client. If that's something you're interested in, link is in the description. Application takes like 2 minutes. Either you change and do something now or regret it later. I don't really care. It's all up to you. But anyways, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.